Okay, so um, I'm gonna show you guys what I've been working on for probably the past 5 hours. Hold on, I'm gonna turn off my music so I can better talk. Um, I have basically been working on this action panel here, making sure I can like assign the same action slash ability to multiple hotkeys here. So like if I have something like this, then I can use right click, E, O, they all work for this. The complicated part was that I needed to make sure that if these are all accessing the same action, so all my actions have a certain ID value, um, and there can be like two arrow actions, and these will have different ID values. But we'll get into like the different ID values, but same actions later. Um, what it comes down to is if there's two of the same action with the same action ID, but they're on different hotkeys, I wanted to make sure that there wasn't going to be any problems with the user pressing like both hotkeys at once and stuff like that, and stuff related to like handling the input and that stuff. Um, I just basically did that by having both of them use the same. Um, it's not really an input handler. I have like an input handler, and then the input handler passes data to some class which handles like all of the sub actions within an action. So both of these um hotkeys here assign the same object which handles like all the input. I'm not sure if I'm explaining that properly, but anyways, it works now. The no problems if the user presses both keys at once. They can't like shoot arrows twice as fast and stuff like that, right? But evidently there was also another problem with my implementation, which was that my game allows players to modify their actions. But if they have two actions, which are different action IDs, right? Um, I wanted them to be able to like have one action, have some different supports compared to the other action, and I wanted them to be able to use like both of them, uh, in a way which would have one action have the different behavior because of the different supports, and have the other action have different behavior because of the different supports. But also I wanted to make sure that the player just couldn't put in like, let's say this ability is called Death Blossom, right? I want to make sure that the player just couldn't put in like 5 Death Blossoms, and since they're different action IDs, they can just like roll the hand over the keyboard and cast like 6 different Death Blossoms, right? That doesn't seem very right. So instead, I opted to have the player able to slot in multiple actions of the same name into the build, um, so that they can run like different actions with different, so they can run the same action with different supports. But if they do that, then like say this is like the unmodified Death Blossom, this is the modified Death Blossom. If the player casts the unmodified Death Blossom, I'm trying to cast the modified Death Blossom right now, it's not working, and it's own also like eventually I'll be able to cast the modified Death Blossom. Now the reason why I had to wait there is because Death Blossom, the ability has a cooldown. So I didn't want to make it so that if you have two Death Blossom actions with differing action IDs, the player could like sort of circumvent this cooldown just by having two of them and like two different Death Blossom action IDs. So they would just be able to left mouse button and then right as left mouse button ends, they can right mouse button, that kind of deal. Um, what else did I lost my train of thought. Um, but yeah, so I feel like I had something else I wanted to say. Definitely. Oh, I think that's it. I mean, there's still like this functionality. You can swap that stuff around. You can swap these around, and then it'll like automatically update. Although to be fair, like right now, when you like take stuff out of here, it'll like unequip it from all of the hotkey slots. So like it's kind of annoying. I'll probably change that later, or maybe not. Like who knows? And you know, like all these work, you can set this to like 1, and then 1 will use that ability. Uh, I also have implemented some other supports, but honestly, these I don't think they're going to be in the game because they do seem a little bit too powerful. Because let's say like you have this Death Blossom and you just originate on your mouse, then you can just like put it like right on top of like a large enemy, and then it'll just get shotgun like a billion times. So I don't. I'll have to think about like the balancing on that stuff. But realistically, I'm not even thinking about doing a lot of like the balancing and game design right now. It's just all the architectural aspects of the game. Um, yeah, I still have to. I mean, like the action stuff is basically all figured out now. Like I just have to make more actions and make more supports. Uh, but I need to work out this like inventory and like the items and stuff because obviously I still haven't done that yet. So I need to sort of have like different item types and different item modifiers and stuff like that. Yeah, I just wanted to show off what I did here. It took a very long time because my action sort of my like input manager class was kind of messy to begin with. But to be fair, like when it comes to like this problem, I think it's very difficult for me to make a very organized input manager. Not even organized, like a very what is it? Like my input manager is organized. It's just that there's so much information and different information that I need to keep track of that inevitably it just becomes a little bit difficult for me to post what's going on in that class. I did change it a little bit, so it should be like a little bit better right now, but still it's like kind of a huge mess. Um, yeah, so that's it.